Hello, this is Grandma Jan from Red Toad Art Studio, and today we are going to work on a collage that uses this cute kitty cat. Now, I found him in Collage Soup Fundamentals, and it will take a very special background for this. Now, I have started trying to learn to make painted backgrounds of my own. I was using some from Collage Soup because they have some of the neatest backgrounds. Abstraction Menagerie is full of backgrounds to use for abstract or otherwise collages, and I have been kind of depending on this book to give me my backgrounds. But I decided it was time for me to learn my own backgrounds, how to make my own backgrounds, and how to paint them, and use, all the different materials we have for mixed media out there. So I tried. My first try was a disaster. I'm having a lot of disasters lately because I'm trying new things. This one's not too bad. I made this a little later. But the first one I did with paint, I painted on this with these colors plus some others, some red, and I think it looks like orange back there. And it was just too much. It just didn't come out good. So I tried covering the page with this stuff. Jim Holt's Ideology collage paper. And this is pretty collage paper. You wouldn't know it by the time I was done with it. Isn't that neat? And I'm going to use it in a prettier way one of these days. I've had this for quite a while. And so I don't know if it's on Amazon or not. If I think of it, I'll look. So I did not like how my painted background turned out. So I collaged a lot of that paper to cover it up. And it's not good. It's just too much. But I think it can be fixed to hold my cat. I think if I put him on here, I should lighten this up with paint behind him a little bit so that it shows him up a little better. And so I need to decide where he's going to fit on here and kind of outline it so that I can see how far I need to paint. He's way up here. I have to paint quite a big section of that around the edges. Not necessarily in the middle, but around these edges. And I think that's the first thing I need to do. So I have some paint, some apple barrel paint, antique white. I'm going to see if that will work. I could use white, but I think that would be too bright since this is all kind of a dark yellow, oranges, blues. So I have some antique white here, and I want to see what it'll look like on this page. So I'm going to do it in the middle. I'm going to put some on the middle so I can see how well it will cover, and it won't hurt it if it was bad because this is where the cat will go. And I think that'll work. I really do. So let's try putting some on. Now, what would it look like if I kind of dab at it? Will that smooth it out? Let's soften the edges a little bit as we go. We won't even think about those edges very much when the cat gets here, I'm sure. Speaking of cats, this cat looks just like one of my cats. And he's kind of an ornery cat. And about the time I started recording, up he came to my table. And he's the kind of cat that just gets into trouble when he's around my art supplies and wants my attention. He'll roll over and knock things over and do all kinds of things, and so it's almost impossible for me to make a video when my kitty cat is doing that. So I had to stop and take him upstairs before I kept on with this video. This isn't going to be pretty at all on its own because it's just meant to outline my kitty cat here. Let's see what we have. Have we covered all the places we need to cover? I'm not sure we have, but let's get him in here. We need a little more here and a little more at the top, don't we? Yeah. All right, let's see how he fits now. That's pretty good, except for the tip of his ear up here. Yeah, I think that's plenty. Okay. All right, now I guess next we need that to dry a little bit and get our glue out. Now I have already obviously fussy cut my cat, and I have also inked him in a vintage photo ink all the way around to help him blend in. So now we need to glue him down. And this paint, it dries so fast. Isn't that wonderful? I'm experimenting now with other glues, but for this, I'm still going to use my stick glue because I want this big cat stuck down well. My big handsome cat. And he is a beautiful cat. Now this isn't him, but it looks exactly like him. And he is a beautiful cat. If I were to dress him up, he would look just like that. And he pretty much makes my collage. But I have a couple more things I'm going to add to him. And I will experiment with this glue. Now, I've been learning for about a year. And I'm just now trying some of these things. I notice a lot of other collagers use this glue with a pointed tip. Now, this isn't a fancy glue, so I wasn't sure how it would work. But it seems to work well. I experimented with it. And I just had my mind set that if I used this, I'd get a lot of wrinkles. And I still haven't changed my mind altogether. With these big ones, I try to cover it well with glue. But I'm going to start putting my smaller images in with this glue and see how it works. Now, I used my computer to make a label that has his name. We're going to call him Sir Ender. Now, the kitty cat's name, my kitty cat, is named Ender. My grandkids named him after a character in a game that is all black. And they named my kitty cat Ender. So we've kept the name, but I'm going to say he's Sir Ender. And then just to make it more manly, He carries a compass around with me because he owns so much land. He might get lost if he strays too far looking for mice. So, Sir Ender with his compass. Now, I want to put a few words on, but we'll do that in a little bit. So, let's get these down. And I'll have to admit, this kind of glue is so much easier to use because I just kind of have to squirt it on. And we'll see how much I switch over to this. I don't know. I thought, being a liquid, it might wrinkle my papers, but it doesn't seem to. This has a pretty big, good-sized hole in it, and I have to learn not to really squeeze it too much. There we go. Now, I'm not quite finished because I made this, with the same kind of paints and stuff the next day or so, experimenting, and it's not too bad. And so it leaves room for Sir Ender to have some company. So I found this picture in the same book, and this is Miss Tiggy. So he found him a girlfriend, and he's not a lonely old Sir Ender anymore. So let's shift them over. And glue Miss Tiggy on this side. All right, Miss Tiggy. And ironically, since I have two cats, I have another kitty cat named Tigger. His face looks just like this. Isn't that funny? To find two cats in the Collage soup book that looks like my two cats. So we have Sir Ender and Miss Tiggy. They go mousing together. And he's got a compass so they can't get too lost when they chase after a mouse and don't watch where they're going. Okay, Miss Tiggy, I have her label. Maybe it should go over there. Although she's got a flower she's wearing. I think about there. And we have Miss Tiggy right there. So let's get that glued down. We'll try my new glue on this again. See if I can do a better job. Miss Tiggy. Let's see, I want to attach these little leaves to the back of this flower. Just like that. We'll turn it over. Oh, we need to put a little glue under the edge of this. Right here. There we go. Miss Tiggy, Sir Ender, now we want to put some words around them. Now, I went through my Tim Holtz small talk phrases. I found some that I might use, 2 or 3 along the side of each one. So, I like trust your crazy ideas, live your life. I think I'll put live your life first. Live your life. Trust your crazy ideas. And how about, we've got 2 days of good life. How about life is good? Or listen to your heart. I think life is good. Miss Tiggy is enjoying her life because she gets to go mousing and she doesn't have to go by herself. And should we have one more? Maybe we'll put listen to your heart, it will show you the way. Right up here. In fact, it'll go across Miss Tiggy's ear. And let's find some for this man, this Sir Ender. Let's see. Hello, my darling. He's calling her out and saying, hello, my darling, let's go mousing. Hello, my darling. Lucky is a state of mind. Happiness depends on ourselves. We have to actually get out and roam those fields and find those mice if we want to hunt mice and be successful. And I love us. He's so happy he found Miss Tigger. Now, I think maybe I need to put a small shadow down under those words. Now, I'm not very good at this. I am trying to learn to use the Stabilo pencil. I said the other day I was going to order some, and I did, and they've come, and I'm going to do a review of them, but I need to try using them and seeing what I think about it. So first, I'm going to just shadow around my words a little bit. Okay, now I know some of you would make some shadow marks around the kitty cats, but I don't feel like I've learned to use this quite enough to chance that. Maybe I'll come back and do that someday. But I'm going to call these pages finished. Listen to your heart, it will show you the way. Live your life, trust your crazy ideas, and life is good. Miss Kitty is a very positive cat. And he feels like he's a very lucky cat because he found Miss Kitty to go mousing with him. Lucky is a state of mind. Hello, my darling. Happiness depends on ourselves, and I love you. So, there is Miss Tiggy and Sir Ender, my lovely cats. I hope you have enjoyed this video centered around 2 crazy cats. And I hope it will inspire you to maybe do a cat video and also maybe try painting your background. The worst you can do is paint over what you destroyed. Just keep putting layers on, right? You never know what you'll turn up with. But I'm going to say bye-bye for now. I hope you have a wonderful day and will have time to create and have fun with your collaging. Bye-bye for now.